Welcome to the 1204. In the black community, childless black women, unmarried black women, in their 30s or 40s, these women are lambasted by black men. According to black men, if a black woman is in her 30s or 40s and she is not married and she has no children, they see it as there has to be something wrong with a woman like that. According to black men, women like that are not traditional. I have heard black men criticize black women like this so many times. I watched a debate, or should I say interview, the other day. It was a YouTuber who goes by the name My Name is China, but we just call him China for short. So this YouTuber China, this black guy, he was interviewing a black single mother. Now this black single mother, because she is unmarried, so China had a lot to say about that. But during the interview slash debate, this single mother, she said something that stood out. Because a lot of black men, they believe there must be something wrong with a black woman in her 30s or 40s who is not married. They also have that same opinion about black women that age who don't have any children. But anyway, I was watching this interview slash debate with My Name is China and this black single mother. The black single mother said something. And what she said was kind of deep. And what she said, because China, he makes, a lot of his content, is basically, lambasting black women. Just your typical red pill bullshit. Not just black women, to be fair, women in general. But anyway, she said something to China, and that stopped China in his tracks. You can see it in China's face. Because China knew what she was saying was true. Let me tell you what this black woman said to China. She said to him, "How old are you?" China said, "I am 40 years of age." And then this black woman turned around and said, "China, I am an African. You are African. You know yourself that in Africa, people are going to look at you funny. They are going to believe there is something wrong with you as a black man because you are 40 years of age. You've got no children and you don't have a wife. So there must be a problem with you. You could see China's face because he knew she was smack bang on the money. And this is the thing. The black men who are out here criticizing unmarried black women, childless black women, these black men also who are criticizing these women who happen to be over the age of, 35. The men who are doing it, these men are not spring chickens. I mean, we all remember, that tight suit, perfume spraying, Red Bull guzzling Kevin Samuels. We all remember him, don't we? Kevin Samuels. He was an expert when it came to, criticizing black women like that, who are over the age of 35, who are not married, who don't have any children. And he had a lot to say about that. Meanwhile, he was running around telling everybody he was 52 years of age, when in reality, this guy was a 60-year-old man. A 60-year-old unmarried man. Where is his wife? We look at, Fresh and Fit for an example. They talk about how modern woman this, modern woman that. They want traditional women. Meanwhile, look at that show they have. It's full of the most smuttiest of smuts. Full of a bunch of, provocatively dressed bimbos. And they choose the girls. They could easily pick so-called traditional women. But nobody wants to see that shit. And then you have people like your Tommy Sotomayor. This guy will criticize black women for having babies out of wedlock. But then he would then advise men not to get married. I'm sorry, but this whole thing just thinks of hypocrisy. Tommy Sotomayor also is not married. The point I'm trying to make is this. You've got black men criticizing black women for not being married, and none of these black men have a wedding ring on their wedding finger. A lot of them don't even have children. Why is it that there's something wrong with a 40-year-old black woman, a 40-year-old black woman who is unmarried and childless, but yet we don't have the same energy for black men who are in the same position? Listen, if there's something wrong with a black woman, then that means that there has to be something wrong with a black man. I remember I watched a video of China, and he was criticizing black women, and then one black woman stood up and said, "But you are not married. Why are you not married?" And China's response, in my opinion, was so ridiculous. China said, "I'm not married because look at what I have to choose from." I I made a video about this on my previous channel. We can't accept that answer. And the reason why we can't accept that answer is because I remember when they would ask black women the same question, "Why are you not married?" And a black woman's response would be, "Well, look at what I have to pick from. Half of y'all are in prison and half of y'all are on the down low. And half of y'all are broke." I mean, nobody's going to buy that. And black men, we did not accept that answer. So how can we accept when China says he's not married because look what he has to pick from? China, if a black woman said that answer, gave that answer, when you ask her why she's not married, you will not accept that, China. Because according to men like China, a black woman in her, over the age of 35, if she is not married, if she doesn't have children, then there's something wrong with her. China, maybe there's something wrong with you. That's why you're not married. Listen, if black men are going to criticize black women for not being married and for being childless, then I want to see some wedding rings on whoever is doing the lambasting. We have to stop the hypocrisy here. Black men cannot be lambasting black women about something that they are not even doing. All these black men talking about how the black woman is not traditional. But I'm sorry, you guys are like in your late 30s, and some of you guys are in your 40s. Some of you guys are in your 60s, pretending to be in your early 50s. Kevin Samuels. Let's stop being hypocrites here. If you want to talk shit about people not being married, then at least make sure that you're married yourself. Because there is nothing traditional about a black man being in his 30s or 40s, 50s and above without a wedding ring, without children. A lot of these black men are childless. But yet they want to criticize, black women who are in their 30s or their 40s who are childless. And you guys want to talk about how, oh, it's going to be a geriatric, pregnancy and it's going to be risky. Listen, biology is biology. That may well be the case. But let me tell you something right now. Don't be fooled. Just because you have sperm between your legs. Sorry, yeah. Just because you have sperm that shoots out your penis does not mean that that sperm is good. Because your body gets old. Your sperm can also get old too. That sperm you had, in your early 20s, in your late teens, is not the same sperm that's going to be shooting out of that penis when you're in your 50s. Trust me on this one. And let me tell you, idiot, something. Do you really want to be having a child in your 50s? So you want to be a 65-year-old with a 15-year-old? Really? You guys have not even thought this thing through. We keep telling, sorry, not we, but black men keep telling, black women to have children early. When I say early, I mean in the early 20s. Listen, I agree with that. I think people should have children early, but I also think men should also have children early too. You guys want to talk about the risk for a woman of a certain age having a child. You do know that old sperm that you're carrying between your legs is also very risky. Did you know that excuse me, did you know that a lot of sperm banks will not even touch that semen if you're over the age of 32? You know there's an age limit. They don't want your old sperm, your old semen, that old spunk. That spunk is not spunking anymore. Peace.